himself through the trailer. I didn't get any footage of this, but literally he just went through all by himself. Then I made sure that he was comfortable with loading with the bar up. You want to make sure that your horse is super happy with this before you teach him to self-load, because it makes the process a lot easier. Then you can see here that I started going slowly down his side, stroking him, talking to him, reassuring him, and keeping a neutral body language. This just started to get him used to me going back behind him. He's very nervous of this at the start, but I just take it in small little steps. For example, start touching the door there. With the rope, I never tied it up. I just always had it loose, so if he was to rush off back, that's fine by me. He can do whatever he likes. A couple of times Sam did go back a bit, but obviously they're horses and they're not going to be perfect all the time. So when I asked him forward again, I kept the lead rope pressure on and only released it when he moves forward. This gave him a release and a reward and made him think that the box was a really nice area where he wasn't going to face any pressure. Patience is the key with this, and practice makes perfect. With time, I started moving back towards the door and actually going round, shutting it and then touching his tail. But I only did this really quick and it was really small steps. I always use my homemade treat recipe that's on my channel to reward him.
Good boy.
Sometimes the steps got a little bit too big for Sam and he started going off too many times. That's okay because I just broke the steps down and went back again. I didn't go all the way to the door and you can hear I'm having to pull on his lead rope quite a lot, but eventually we get back to the progress we've already made and it's okay. Just keep persevering with it and you'll be alright.
Good boy.
The next step was just extending the time that I spent behind him.
You know it.
I did this a couple of times until he got comfortable with me just being behind him. I wasn't desperate to shut the bar and the door, and I was just taking my time with it.
Good boy.
Then I started to go behind him and actually touch the bar and then lift it a little bit, just to get him used to the feel of the bar coming up and the noises of it.
Good boy.
After achieving a milestone with your training, I'd always give the horse a break, take them out for a graze, even put them back into their paddock, or just walk them around for a bit, and it will give their mind a chance to think about what they've been learning and what they've been doing. When you come back off your break, it might take a while for you to get back to the end results of your last session, but with patience you'll get it back, so don't worry. As promised, within no time at all I'm back and I'm starting to actually lift the bar and then secure it behind Sam.
Good boy.
He's just eating his hay net and he's a lot more confident in this situation.
Good boy.
This change in him is really nice to see because it's like he's decided that the trainer is okay. His ears are pricked and he's looking out, ready for his treats. As you can see there, I actually came to the front whilst the bar was secured and then went back and shut it. A lot of the steps I did many times, probably about 10 or more, a minimum, but you can just see how much this pays off. Obviously he's so much happier now.
Good boy. Good boy.
And well, you can see how happy I am too.
Good boy.
Sam gets another break here because it doesn't matter if your session is an hour long, 2 hours or even 10 minutes. After a while though, he can step up confidently. He looks a little bit unsure now, but with a bit of pushing on, just from my voice and body language, he'll go in by himself.
And give him a little tap on the behind just to encourage him on.
So I didn't secure the door, but he's really happy just to stand there and he'll allow me to just now walk him up, swing the rope over and he goes straight in. Sam was very difficult loading and he still has his episodes now at Pony Club and rallies where he won't go in, but we're working on it and you shouldn't expect perfection straight away.
Good boy!
The next clip shows me standing further back on the ramp, so Sam has to walk further on by himself. You can add your own variants to this method, such as walking him through or standing on the side of the box. It's got to be whatever's easiest and the best for you and your horse.
Good boy! Good boy!
Remember, always have fun, stay calm, and think about what your horse is thinking. So this is the method. I I used to get this result. Sam walks on by himself, I can shut the bar behind him and the side panel and then walk to the front or even close the ramp. I did try some other methods to start, and it's all about the journey of finding what works best for you and your horse. Here you can see that I've got a rope threaded through to the front of the box, but the more pressure I put on him, the more he would resist and fight me. He's very much that type of horse. So you could. I also tried doing some groundwork where I stood at his shoulder in like a kind of a stallion position and then driving him onto the box. But he was clearly only thinking about how he could not get onto the box instead of actually going on. Yeah, he just stands there, he's very confused and I have no idea what I'm doing. But make sure you just have fun with trying different things with your horse. Be persistent, don't give up, but be open-minded to different ideas. Thank you so much for watching.